Hello, my name is Chris Williams from R8 Games, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the easy-to-learn 2 to 6 player game, Trace the Stars. The player who has earned the most points at the end of the game wins. The art seen in this video is not the final art. To set up, give each player a pencil and a star map sheet. Then, shuffle the constellation cards into a face-down deck. Deal 6 cards face up to the center of the table to form the night sky. Then deal 4 cards to each player. Of those 4 cards, each player will choose 2, returning the leftover cards to the bottom of the deck. Place your 2 chosen cards face up in front of you to form your observations. Choose a player to roll first and give them the dice, and then you're ready to play. In Trace the Stars, each time the dice are rolled, all players simultaneously use them to locate stars on their star maps. Once the dice are rolled, each player will pair them up in order to locate 2 stars on their star map. Each pair of dice are used like coordinates. So this 4 and this 6 could be used to mark a star here, or here, or at any other locations where a 4 and a 6 intersect. Dice that roll a 1 are wild and can be used as any number. Each player will use the same dice roll, but they do not have to pair the dice up or use wilds in the same way. Let's mark our 4 and 6 here. And then let's mark the 2 and the 1 here by using the 1 as if it were a 4. Once everyone has marked their stars, continue onto a new dice roll. Extra stars on your map don't hurt anything, so even if you aren't sure that you'll use a star, you are still encouraged to mark it in case you end up wanting it later. Once per game, you may also choose to cross out your free star to mark a star anywhere on your star map. Let's use it now to place a star here. At any time during the game, players may plot a constellation shown on a constellation card by connecting the stars on their star maps. The constellations must be drawn exactly how they are shown on their card. However, they can be rotated but not mirrored. Let's plot Pictor by connecting these stars. You must then record the name and the point value of the constellation on the bottom of your star map. Constellations can never touch one another, nor can they share stars with other constellations. However, stars do not take up the full square and are considered to simply be the dot in the center of the square. Therefore, I could have a line from a later constellation pass through this square as long as it doesn't touch the center dot or the lines that are being used by the other constellations. Any player may plot constellation cards that are in the night sky, but players cannot plot the cards in another player's observations. Multiple players can even plot the same constellation that's in the night sky. However, a player may never plot the same constellation twice. The 6 cards in the night sky will remain there throughout the entire game, so that all players may continue to plot them. But once you plot a card that is in your observations, you replace it by returning it to the bottom of the deck and drawing a new card. If you don't like the cards in your observations, you may also choose to skip marking any stars for the current dice roll in order to readjust your telescope. This allows you to replace either one or both of your observed cards by returning them to the bottom of the deck and drawing new cards. There is no limit to the number of constellations that you can plot during a dice roll, but as soon as a player has plotted their 4th constellation, this will signal the end of the game. Players will then play for just one more dice roll before ending the game and comparing their scores. Players may even end up being able to use that final dice roll to plot more than 4 constellations. Here is an example of a star map that ended with 27 points after 17 turns. As you can see, this player managed to fit in 5 constellations, and Lyra was even rotated in order to fit in this tight space. They also ended up using their free star to help finish off a constellation that they were struggling to get. And that is how you play Trace the Stars.